Why teach about weather? Why teach about weather? Weather is one of the most dynamic, rapidly changing phenomena of our planet, deeply impacting humans and all other life. Teaching about weather has a long tradition in, certainly, meteorology, extending to physical geography, environmental science, geology, and human geography. Through water vapor, snow, rain, and other moisture generated and distributed by weather systems, weather brings life to planet Earth. Hooray! Given its connection to the environment, weather is taught in environmental studies courses and agricultural science courses and others. Given disruptions to supply chains from severe weather events and the impact of weather on decisions on what people buy and how people behave, weather can be taught in business courses as well. Given the impact of the rerouting of vehicles due to extreme weather events and how deeply weather impacts systems from parks to light rail to buildings and other infrastructure, weather can form a fundamental part of planning courses. I advocate that it should be a fundamental part of planning courses. Weather is created by factors and forces core to physical geography, environmental and Earth system science, including the Earth's rotation around its axis, its revolution around the sun, differential heating, cooling, and pressure, the location of land masses and oceans and their relative location to each other, conditions arising from the position and orientation of local landforms such as valleys, ridges, and plains, and other factors and forces. Weather is also impacted by humans through land use practices such as agriculture, deforestation, and urbanization, resulting in heat islands, for example. If all of this weren't enough evidence of weather's connection to many core subjects, perhaps a greater case of why to teach about weather may be the fact that humans are impacted by weather. Weather dictates much of our everyday lives, the types and materials that we build our homes and businesses with, the daily decisions about the clothes we wear, including my map tie right here, how we will travel to work or school, etc. Weather provides everyday connection and everyday conversation. If you don't like the weather, wait 24 hours is an oft-heard phrase spoken the world over. The type of weather influences where people want to live, work, or go on vacation. Since it is so personal, changing, observable, and as it provides much of the variability and beauty we so cherish on our planet, weather is a subject of thousands of works of music, paintings, poetry, and photography. Thus, weather is inextricably connected to aspects of cultural geography, sociology, and philosophy. Teaching about weather influences cultural regions, which can be taught in any of these courses. As humans touch nearly every inhabitable space on the planet, people are increasingly affected by weather. Our roads, railroads, bridges, shipping lanes, and utility lines are impacted by weather events and daily and seasonal cycles of freeze-thaw, sun angle and intensity, precipitation amount, and type. The very natural resources that we depend on for food and energy stem from air, water, and soil. These elements result from a combination of the interaction of climate, weather, and Earth-Sun relationships, all of which are fundamental to the geography and environment of planet Earth. Humans are also increasingly affected by weather-related natural hazards, hurricanes, typhoons, tornadoes, windstorms, hail, snow, floods, droughts, avalanches, and other phenomena. Communicating effectively about these topics also adds interest and relevance to our courses in communication and in journalism. As people in cities and countries deal with climate change and natural hazards, these topics are and should be taught in any course focused on sustainability and resiliency, which are becoming commonplace in higher education and even in some secondary schools. Furthermore, topics of climate and climate change are increasingly taught across social and physical sciences, and weather-related topics are better understood with a knowledge of climate and climatic processes. Teaching climate is addressed through this book's physical regions chapter, but its principles apply in teaching about weather fundamentals and impacts. Students are well served to be reminded of these linkages through the tools and data presented in the physical regions and the weather chapters. Let's chat briefly about how GIS can enhance instruction about weather, shall we? For all these reasons, teaching about weather or meteorology is important in teaching geography, environmental, and Earth system science courses and serves as a bridge to additional disciplines. Today is an incredibly pertinent time to teach about weather. With over 8 billion humans on the planet, weather impacts humanity more than ever before. Today is also perhaps the most exciting time to teach about weather. Instructors have a vast variety of tools, interactive maps, and data sources to teach about weather. And these are ways that are dynamic, interesting, and connected to other Earth themes. Perhaps no other topic on our planet is as well studied as weather. In many parts of the world, weather observations extend back hundreds or even thousands of years. Today, weather observations are increasingly tied to real-time events and observations from the sensor network, stream gauges, weather balloons, aircraft, ground sensors, and crowdsourcing initiatives on cloud cover, rainfall, snowfall, humidity, temperature, and pressure that are part of the 8 billion strong human sensor network. You probably know people in your own circle of acquaintances that contribute to this network on weather. Observations and data sets include data feeds of numbers, graphs, and infographics, map layers updated oftentimes in real time, imagery from UAVs or drones, aircraft and government and commercial satellites, ground and aloft observations delivered in 2D and 3D historical and current data, and models predicting weather over the near future or extended future trends. Future trends. Gosh, we should plan for the future, shouldn't we? Tools, maps, and data sources available to instructors and students include comparing phenomena across different map layers covering Earth themes, such as extreme temperature, human settlement, examining the pattern of selected historical weather hazards, such as tornadoes and hurricanes, interpolating weather surfaces from weather observations, predicting weather from observations, collecting, analyzing, and communicating results of weather data in the field, and examining satellite imagery across multiple scales and time periods. In short, everything in meteorology is spatial. It can be studied and better understood through GIS. Now, this weather chapter in my book will highlight several fascinating tools and data sources, modeling ways of teaching with them in a GIS environment. These represent a subset only of the many tools, datasets, and methods available, and these continue to expand. Therefore, instructors and learners are encouraged to explore these tools in deeper ways. Examine additional tools, data, and methods, and connect the topic of weather into other facets of cultural and physical science, and social science, such as climate and regions, natural hazards, and population change. How can GIS be used to teach core meteorology content, including air masses, temperature, weather hazards, pressure, and cloud observations? How can GIS be used to enhance skill building through examining data within problem-solving contexts? How can teaching weather with GIS empower students, fostering career pathways through their use of the same geospatial tools that meteorologists, planners, and others in the workplace use every day on the job? These tools include mapping, spatial analytics, the use of data services including weather feeds, symbology, classification, image analysis, dashboards, field surveys, story maps, graphs and charts, and expressions. The chapter begins by examining the interaction between weather, ocean waves and currents, temperature, and other phenomena with Earth Null School, 2D and 3D tools. Thanks.